moving on. We got
another headline story we got to get to, right?
Brooke Schofield.
Short on time here.
Schofield.
Schofield, Sco true, girl.
Sco true.
Show up.
We also have the CoffeeZilla one that I want to watch too. But let's talk about Brooke Sco, my bro. All right, so Brooke Schofield is Tana's partner on the Canceled podcast, which has been doing real great numbers, and the podcast has been doing great. I'm happy for Tana. I like her as a person, and I think she, as a person, obviously has matured a lot, and I respect her for that. Okay, so let's see what's happening now. Old tweets by Brooke from the Canceled podcast.
It's always the old tweets, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Accuse her of being racist. Here is and being MAGA, which is a thing, I guess. It kind of depends on what you say, I think. Let's see. Now, this one's here from 2016, which is, I don't know how old she is. She's pretty young, right?
She's 27 now. She was born in 96.
2016, so 8 years ago. And you said she's how old now?
27.
So she was 19?
I mean, okay,
right,
19.
roughly?
Yeah. 19's like right on the cusp of like knowing.
Yeah.
Good enough.
19.
In college, freshman or sophomore in college, right?
But so anyway, here's what she said. This is from 16. I'd just like to know what percentage of Hillary voters get their political insight from Beyonce. Okay, it's anti-Hillary. America is great again. Okay.
That was after he got elected. Yeah. It looks like November 9th.
Two types of people on Twitter right now. Those who know what they're talking about and those who support Hillary Clinton. Okay, I mean,
right, so she was MAGA in 2016. That looks pretty undeniable.
Yeah, but I mean, I won't call these racist. I mean, they're kind of like just kind of normal, ignorant MAGA posting.
Yeah, those are the MAGA posts.
There's more though, right?
Yeah, I'm just judging what I saw.
Yeah. I mean,
obviously embarrassing.
There's the standard level of MAGA racism that just kind of exists. There's a baseline there, right? Not overtly, but
well, none of it is good. Let's judge it. Yeah. These ones are from 13, so wow, these ones are even older, which would make her 16 at the time. Yeah.
Right.
So at 16, you should get a lot of grace. 16. I feel like.
Right. This is a literal, like in high school tweets.
I mean, let's be real.
Well, before I say anything, let me see them.
I'm not.
I don't want to defend anything.
I'm just saying. At 16, let's be real. Who of us hasn't said and done fucking dumb shit?
Oh, for sure.
You know, like we can't sit here and act like at 16 we were perfect, woke, sensitive.
Go on record.
I was in a fucking gang at 16, dog.
That's right. That's right. AB was in a gang.
You were?
No, not really, but I did have a gun pulled on me at that age.
So this one's from 13.
He was living a hard life, man. He was throwing himself downstairs at 16.
Yeah, we never talked about that.
No, that was not until college. But enough about me.
I mean, she's old enough for Cody Ko to have sex with. I don't know what that means. Does that
17.
mean All right, so anyway, 13.
What did turn out to be 16?
She said,
they talked when she was 16.
Got it.
Guarantee if Zimmerman shot a white guy, this wouldn't even be a story. Newsflash, this wasn't a crime or racism. It was self-defense. That's obviously like a
super ignorant,
insane take.
Well, it's also just really...
It wouldn't be a story because he probably wouldn't have shot him if you were a white kid. Like, that's...
Well, I mean,
it's ignorant, and she denounces it today, which is good.
Like, okay, so, yeah, that was the whole point, right? Is that it was a racist killing.
Right. So guaranteed if this other thing that didn't happen had happened instead, it wouldn't be a story. Like, yeah, the story was that it was this racist guy shot the black kid. That's why it's a story.
That's like saying, you know.
And also, it did happen. It didn't not happen. So,
you know that video of Bill Gates drinking the poop water?
Yes, classic.
That'd be like, people wouldn't even care about this if it wasn't poop water. It was just regular water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why it's interesting. That being said, if you guys think I'm being light on her, it's because of kind of how she's addressed this in the past, which I'll get to. So don't get all crazy on me. With peace and love. Next one, this is from 2016, so she was 19. I started faking liberal views when writing college papers, and it's so concerning how much my grades have improved since.
Ooh, that one's pretty bad.
That's like math.
That's just dumb. Like, that's for sure not true, by the way. She's like, oh,
but also
this seems like a really good liberal. I'm gonna give him an A.
Yeah, and also maybe whatever the right's opinion on something might just be complete bullshit. So
she's like, I stopped writing racism. I stopped writing racist jokes about black people.
I stopped writing.
My teachers really like me a lot more now.
Stop writing ignorant shit, and my grades improved. It's crazy. I mean, yeah. Also, that just having that as one of your past things will forever follow you because it's like, is she faking it now?
She's faking it.
That's
like the worst one in a way.
Well, she isn't. She isn't. She said it. She came out and said it.
Right, but maybe she's just saying that. Because like she said,
we can judge based on more evidence.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
She continues from 12. My God, this is even older. So she was 15. My God, I swear I had nappier hair this morning than most African Americans on this end of the country. Hashtag Afro.
Okay, but this is like a 13-year-old tweeting this or something?
I mean, that's very much a product of our environment at 13. Obviously, it's just gross.
I don't want to be like too harsh on literal children saying stupid shit, you know? The college ones, yeah, you're in college, you're an adult at that point, like, you know.
And then here, this one is from when she's 15 also. What do you call a Mexican baptism? Bean dip. Sorry about that, Nate.
It's okay.
Sorry, Nate.
Sorry
to hear
that. It's all good. It's all good.
Sorry, Nate.
It's real fucked up, though.
So I mean, obviously racist and horrible. She's 15.
These are not good.
Casey yells racist profanities in the movie theater. Only minority in the room is sitting directly behind us. Jesus Christ. That was in 15, so she was
18.
18.
Oh.
Yeah, that one kind of.
That's pretty psycho.
That one felt worse than the other ones because being a keyboard warrior online, like saying all this weird shit, is one thing, but here she's like admitting she and her friends are like doing shit.
Screaming slurs.
We were doing a bit of racism in the theater.
Yeah, that's like really
bad.
off.
That one's pretty bad.
Fucking insane.
You know, I blame Cassie for that one.
Cassie, only Cassie.
Racist.
That Cassie. That's a racist name, by the way.
Well,
the majority of Cassies are white supremacists. I'll just say it right now.
No, there's
not all.
Yeah, there's Queen Cassie, who was dating Diddy, unfortunately.
I'll tell you what, boy, my girl Cassie out there, she crazy, man. I can't bring her nowhere. She be yelling profanities all up and down the street. Thank you. Shout out to the good Cassies.
Shout out to all the good Cassies.
We love them. She continues. They cut out the year on this one, but I'm assuming it's around the same age. I said so many accidentally racist things last night, I don't know how I even made it back to America. Okay, well, at least she acknowledges that she should be outcast. She should be exported from the country.
Racist things last night. I don't even know how I'm...
Oh, no. Not...
That's crazy.
Wait, what is this?
Yeah, wait, hold on. I saw the gorilla and I was immediately like, this is going to be bad. But,
by the way, the year for that tweet was 2015.
I guess what's the context? Because the gorilla's wearing a graduation cap. I guess I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell it's nothing good. I can tell it's very much not good.
What?
Who put this together? Who put together the album?
What does it mean? Do you know?
I think it's Michael Brown because I know there's pictures of him with his green graduation uniform.
Oof. Who's Michael Brown?
2014. It was a big story at the time.
Who is Michael Brown?
Michael Brown here, yeah.
This is from 16,
I think you're right.
This is from May 29, 2016.
I believe he was the one that was selling cigarettes in New York. Oh, wait, no. I'm confusing. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of these, so...
May he was killed in Ferguson.
In 2014.
Oh, he was the one in Ferguson. Yeah. That's right. Yep.
Do the dates line up?
This is 2014, though.
This is 2014.
This is from 16. How does that involve the graduation cap?
So what?
Is it a Harambe?
The picture they were showing was him in his graduation uniform, and it was green.
So it's got to be that then.
Yeah. So
that's mega fucking.
Did we not put together this album?
I did.
So Harambe died around there
But
too.
like, where did it come from?
Pop
is what I'm
Crave
saying.
posted it.
Pop Crave. Okay, got it. That's what.
Is it? But if it's a Harambe reference, then I don't get it at all.
Harambe died May 28th, 2016.
So this is Harambe. But what
Rest
I
in
don't get
peace.
is the cap. We're trying to decode this deep level racist shit here. This is like.
Well, if it's a
Velveteen
Harambe
Eyes.
meme, then it probably isn't.
It might
racist.
not be racist.
That's
It
why
might-
I really
yeah.
want to get to the bottom of this.
Because potentially this one is really gross.
Yeah, why do they just throw
Potentially-
in stuff like Harambe memes in the middle of that?
Let's see, Pop Crave. Let's see what you've been up to here.
Now, it wouldn't be surprising if it was a racist retweet, considering all the other
Well,
ones.
yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, it's on brand for
Yeah.
sure. Boys Lie released a statement. Wait, what is this? Collaboration with Brooke? What is Boys Lie? After fans uncovered a plethora of racist and problematic tweets from her.
Clothing brand.
We are in a weird position right now. We didn't want to end the weekend without saying that we hear you, we see you, and we are adamantly working on a solution. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't really say.
Not exactly that compelling of evidence here without the context.
All right, well, regardless, there's enough to make even the assumption that it's something racist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
However, so those are the tweets. Now, admittedly, those are really bad, embarrassing, terrible things. However, I saw this post right here. This got deleted? Wait, what happened to the original post I sent?
Oh.
Well, where's the statement she said back then? That's all I care about. And it was a collection of tweets from like 2018.
I'm not
I know that she had a Reddit comment from a few years ago.
Hold on.
And then
hold
there's
on.
also, I included, before she was an influencer, she posted on Facebook during the 2020 protests. She talked about unlearning racism and the people in her life.
Can you find those, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so let me read her apology in the meantime. So here it is. TikTok.
Is our home.
It is our home. Shit.
All right, you guys, I have had a
Not
lot
for
to
long.
say about accountability lately and how important it is and how far it can go. And I feel like I'm not taking my own advice. Obviously, by now you guys have seen the tweets that are circulating around. They unfortunately are not fake. Those are real tweets, like real things that I said. First of all, I want to acknowledge that I feel the same way about them that you do. I think they're so disturbing, they're wrong, they're horrible, and they're
Was all this just
disgusting.
up on her Twitter?
Of course, I do appreciate that
I
people who are
checked,
coming to bat
I
for
think
me.
she
Hillary
deleted
ones are
them, but
still
they were. I think they've been going around for a while, and it just kind of
The
some
Hillary
reason.
ones are still up.
galvanized now for some reason.
She still
Delete
has
the
some of those still
hateful
up on her
tweet.
account. What?
She said she erased them, didn't she?
I looked this morning.
She
so
looked
the
this.
Hillary
Yeah,
ones
Louis
are
looked
up.
this morning.
I labeled in the
With
in
peace
the
and
album
love,
if they were up or not.
why are you? Delete your
Wait.
Twitter account.
Delete
Obviously.
the hateful tweet in question.
Like, what
Wait, hold
are you
on.
doing? How is it still
It's
up?
still up?
The
That's
Hillary
crazy.
one.
That's weird. This is an imager link, not a link. You took these from her Twitter account?
Some say delete.
No,
right?
these I took from Pop Crave, but I cross-checked this morning and I labeled which ones were up and which ones weren't. And
Got
they
it.
were.
All right. That's weird if they're still up, definitely. Just erase them. Jeez Louise, man.
Yeah.
It was so long ago.
I mean, it's not easy. As someone who's tried to nuke Twitter like several times, it's not easy to do. But if there's like specific tweets that you know are bad, those are easy to find and erase.
and like she's grown and stuff, but like it doesn't fucking matter. Like it literally does not matter. They are horrible. I want to talk about particularly the Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman situation. I try not to be so emotional because I don't want it to seem like it's like a sympathy thing at all. I also don't want to blame anybody else at all. And so I'm trying like to be really careful about that. I just want to explain like and give some context into like my mindset at the time, because I have seen like some comments today that are like, well, no shit, she's racist, like white nepo baby, like a little like spoiled brat, like, and that was not my situation. And my parents were addicts, so I was adopted by my grandparents when I was like 10, and I grew up with them
Oh my God.
from that point on. And
I'm sorry, why?
as is true for a lot of grandparents, they're
Who cares? Why is she talking about this?
She needs to.
I have racist old tweets because my parents were addicts.
Hold on, let me go back. Her parents were drug addicts?
Like, what are we
little bit
doing
less
here?
progressive than a lot of us are now. And my grandma has dementia, so it was really just like me and my grandpa. And he is a very, very right-wing conservative man, okay?
Right.
It was like my household was literally just Fox News all the time. Rush Limbaugh, like if you guys know who that is, like playing literally all day long through the house. And that was just like the only thing ever that I had been exposed to. A lot of you guys have also seen my mom's Twitter because she was responding back and forth about the Trayvon Martin situation. And I just should have known better. I know her, and I should have known that she is not somebody that I take any sort of political insight from at all. Again, sometimes you like have these people that you like put on a pedestal and you think everybody older than you is smarter than you and knows everything, and they do not. Truthfully, it took me a really long time. Like, I know some of the tweets I was like 18 and people are like, yeah, like she was old enough to know better. And like, honest to God, you guys, it wasn't until like even after college that I really started to like shift my way of thinking. And there are people in my life who I might have looked up to forever who I do not agree with. I think it's amazing now that people are like learning earlier on about politics and like forming their own opinions outside of like what their parents think or what they're hearing or whatever it is. But that just wasn't the case for me. Whatever I heard, I passed on. I'm sorry, very, very sorry to anybody who is hurt by the tweets, because obviously they are very hurtful. Like a lot of it is just like what, like why would I even say that? And I apologize for not having said something sooner. I just felt like I was getting these messages from people who like were hurt by them, and I felt like by bringing more attention to it, I was just going to be hurting more people, and that was not the right mindset. I should have said something sooner, and I would never let something go this far.
Primarily my career.
I love you all so much, and obviously I know that there are some people who are just like not going to care for me anymore, and like I understand that. I need you to know that like is not how I think, that is not what I believe, and I am 27 years old now. I've had so much time to like learn and grow and like formulate my own opinions, and they are nothing like they were when I was 17, 18 years old.
All right, so here's what I want to say. There's not. So now this is a very important part, in my opinion. Let's take a look at, since she was 19 and before that, when she was making these really gross tweets, racist, terrible things to say, embarrassing. Let's look at some of the stuff she's been tweeting. This one is in 2020.
It was before she was an influencer.
Before she was an influencer. That's interesting too, actually. So here she says,
in 2020, she didn't have a career yet?
No.
So she's just really blown up in the last 2 or 3 years?
Yeah.
Just with Tana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how she got a platform in the first place, is Tana made a story time about her. She used a pseudonym for Brooke. People found out it was Brooke. Brooke came out with a video.
So did she grow up with Tana? They're like childhood
No.
friends? Oh,
No.
Got it. Okay.
So anyway, this is 2020, before she was an influencer. That's good. So she says on Facebook, thought I'd share a few photos from a very peaceful protest in Hollywood this afternoon, as well as a few photos that have really resonated with me over the last few days. Although I have a much larger audience on my social media platforms.
Wait, sounds like she isn't.
Yeah, what?
What are we talking about?
This is because hold on. This is before she had like a big following. This is like maybe 15K.
Okay.
Although I have a much larger audience on my other social media platforms, Most people my own age don't need to be convinced that racism is wrong. One of the real turning points in early adulthood was the moment I realized that even the people you look up to your whole life can be wrong about many things, and they most likely are. So this post is intended to encourage all my distant relatives and weirdly racist former classmates to turn off the news and do some real research, because this is a lot more than a bunch of misfits breaking windows and looting stores. What's going on right now is really special, and you should be ashamed to not be a part of it. Anyway, my point is you are either understand the movement or you're racist. Okay, bye.
To be clear, Tana's video where she posted that video was December 2020. So
it was a little before this. Okay, so she was probably starting to be an influencer, but
well, clearly,
I was thinking if she didn't grow up with Tana, how else would she know her?
Unless she was clearly.
She did not grow up with Tana. They met when she
if she knew her and made a video about her.
Well, yeah, they were friends.
She was an influencer.
No, she wasn't an influencer. She was friends with her. She would be in like photos, but she didn't post videos.
Sorry, she made a story telling about something in her life.
It's fine. It doesn't matter. So she hadn't gone big. Right. That's the thing. Okay.
Yes.
So that's from 2020, which is 4 years ago. This one is also from 2020. A few of my going back. A few of my favorite tweets at the moment.
Go back to
I've let myself get riled up over family members who are continuing to repost anti-VLM videos, but I think I'm finished cyberbullying 65-year-olds for the day. Question for people my age: is anyone else having trouble getting through to loved ones who have been racist your entire life, who now miraculously claim their arguments are based off only facts and logic? I'm like, what? Question mark. Did you forget I've been here the whole time? So here's one of the tweets that she posted from Drew Gooden. Colin Kaepernick was villainized and ridiculed for kneeling during a song. Quiet acts of protest don't work if the people you're protesting to don't want to listen. And other ones that I can't read.
Right.
So that one was again in 2020, 4 years ago. And this one here is also from 2020. I guess this was this the George Floyd stuff around this time?
Yes.
Yeah. Here is, she posted a Grimes post. I'm confused. There's two names. There's Grimes and there's CS Midimang. How many reposts deep is this?
Oh my God, there's a lot.
4 posts deep.
So it's
screenshots.
CSM first posted it. Grimes shared to her story, a screenshot to her story. Melissa shared it. Brooke reshared that.
All right, so here's what it says. Excuse me. What is so disgusting is that educated white people I know will say all lives matter. And they've been presented with enough information that it's clear they aren't lacking information on the situation or being obtuse. It's just to incite anger and deliberately gaslight black people and surrounding allies. You no longer need a metaphor about a burning house versus a house that's intact. You shouldn't need an additional history lesson. You shouldn't need additional context. Police brutality against the black community is an epidemic and has been for decades. If you don't get that, it's not because you don't have the info. It's that you just don't give a shit. Again, so what this tells me after having seen these things is that obviously she's changed. I mean, you can't go from being like George
Unless
Zimmer.
She's just lying like she did in college. That's why I said that tweet's the worst one.
No, she would have no reason to lie.
That's why I'm just saying that one tweet is almost the worst one because it'll always be the seed of doubt. Are you just saying that?
What is this?
I'm somewhat kidding.
What is this? You sneaked?
From an hour ago. But I checked and it's gone.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I checked the original post and she has not liked it, so she must have unliked it.
It's from I mean, it could have been an accident. Whatever. So the thing is, 2020 was 4 years ago. So even 4 years ago, she was pretty polar opposite in terms of her opinion on race and culture and stuff like that, from what I could see from those tweets. So my point is, like, obviously the stuff she was writing was really terrible and gross. But having come from like a racist household and from a racist town and a racist community and stuff, and then gone out on her own and found somehow the way to educate herself and learn that the way she was living and thinking was bad. And this happened again 4 years ago. So this isn't even like really a thing that happened mega recently. It was like 2 years after some of those tweets were made, which makes sense. She was like 19 and then she's 21. So the thing is, like, if she's never addressed these tweets, I think it's good that she kind of addressed them, apologized and stuff. But the desire to cancel her just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. She's clearly changed based on what she wrote. And I just don't understand. I feel like there's a lot of people that just don't believe in rehabilitation. Like, they want to hold people down to their worst moments regardless of... Isn't the whole point of protests and all this stuff to change people's minds? Isn't that why they do it? Isn't that why you protest? Why you why you become an activist? It's to change and influence people. But yet somehow, when people do change and are influenced, you don't want to actually ever allow them to change. I find it really kind of... It's like short-sighted to the point of being even almost disingenuous. It's like just rage addiction. Because you have to allow people to rehabilitate. I say this all the time. People who get canceled online, it's like they're more forgiving of someone who like murdered someone and came out of jail. Someone came out of jail like 25 years later. You'll look at them like, oh, you know what? They've changed. They've rehabilitated. As opposed to like someone who made racist tweets like, 10 years ago and has since 4 years ago been advocating for the things that she was against before. It's like...
Well, how, I not in the loop on this one. How canceled is she really? I mean, the name of the podcast is canceled. Well, right? It's kind of just living up to the name.
I saw that... Well, one of her sponsors was saying they're going to do something.
Sponsors and
she made a crying video apologizing that had a lot of views. I saw lots of tweets of people like raging.
They're coming after her. Okay.
Yeah, coming after her.
Fair enough.
One of the criticisms I saw was that like, oh, you guys go after 19-year-olds all the time, so I can't give you a pass for being young, which is fine. It's true. But again, she's changed her opinion, and not even recently.
Yeah. I think she could have like... In her video, she's talking about, I was raised by my grandparents, and effectively just saying that they were like super racist conservatives, right? And so like, I get that. Like, if you're a kid and you grow up in a racist community, raised by racists, surrounded by racists, you're probably going to be racist. And when she got out of that environment, if she then kind of snapped out of it, that should be lauded or whatever. I guess it just, people didn't know. It's just that she hid it, maybe, that bothers people.
So what I understand,
like maybe she just needs to own it more.
I don't think
like,
she hid it.
I used to be super racist, and then I realized
I don't believe she hid it. What I understood is she's addressed this stuff before. I could be wrong though.
She responded on Reddit when they first came out under like an anonymous name.
So
and
like
that's where it was settled, and then now they've come back up because she has like a new audience.
She should address them. She should apologize for them. But if we're being honest, obviously it's not up to me to forgive her because I'm not the target of like her racist remarks. However, it does appear to me that she's certainly a different person now than she was. And I think that's a good thing. I think we should be happy that people can change for the better. Yeah. And it happens every fucking day all around the world. And it does nobody any help. It doesn't help humanity. It doesn't help them. It doesn't help you to hold people down forever to their worst moments and not ever allow them to grow or change, because let's be real. That's why we do this stuff. That's why activism is even a fucking thing. So, I think it's important to hold people accountable, but I also think it's important to allow people the opportunity to change and to redeem themselves, which I believe, based on what I've seen, she has done. And again, the fact that she made these comments 4 years ago speaks to me that it's genuine, because this isn't like something she just kind of decided all of a sudden. This is something she's been thinking for a long time now. And 4 years is a long time, especially when you're like 29 or something.
Yeah, I mean, presumably she moved to LA and went to college and like kind of got out of that bubble and, you know, maybe met some non-white people and had a change of heart. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. You know, we should hope that racist people reject those beliefs and come around. Like, you know, that is an admirable goal that I think we should all work towards. And so, you know, you don't want to necessarily drag people down for doing it. And I don't know her super well, you know, if she's still, and again, I keep harping on it, but that's why the most unfortunate, I'll say, tweet, maybe not the worst, but the most unfortunate one is the one saying, hey, I changed my beliefs disingenuously to get ahead in life. Like that one's so rough because now it's just,
dude, it was just a dumb, I don't
know. I agree with everything you guys are saying 100%. People should be able to change, and I think it's okay for us to talk about. The only thing I would add on to that is that ultimately, though, I feel like it's not our place to say she's forgiven or not. And I'm not saying that is what you're saying, but I'm just saying
I said that, and I agree. I'm not here to forgive her. I'm just here to say that, in my opinion, it looks like she's changed. I said. So, well, also, I guess Mark Twain has this quote, by the way. Travel, he's credited as saying, travel is the best way to combat. Let me read the quote. Travel's fatal prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of men and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all of one's lifetime. That's true, right?
You read that off of something, or you just...
I remembered that he did a quote, and I looked it up on ChatGPT to pull his quote. As to not misquote the great Mark Twain.
What was that quote again?
What I'm really curious about is how tall is she? Because that's going to help me.
How tall is she?
I don't care about the height of women. They can be whatever height they want. They can be big,
irrelevant.
They can be small. They can
irrelevant.
Be
don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I love this. This is going to be in like T channels, and people are like, "What the fuck is that guy talking about?"
Hey, look, the sky's getting dark. What
my hair is crazy. So that's my thing. And obviously, I'm someone that said problematic, racist, horrible shit in the past. And I appreciate the people that know that and still can appreciate that I was able to mature and change and become an advocate for better behavior, right? And I think it's so important that online people are so quick to cancel, to hold things over to people, to be outraged all the time. And I think it's so important that we give people the space and the grace to change, right? And especially genuine. Like if you see like someone's genuinely trying to change, then I think, you know, we need to appreciate that. I do think so. Otherwise, what's the fucking point of anyone changing ever? Let's just all just be racist forever. Like that's just not fair. And it's not good. It's not the world I want to live in, certainly.
Yeah, that I don't get. It's just like, I mean, you know, if she genuinely, I guess it just comes down to whether you believe her or not. If she genuinely has changed her views, then, you know, that should be seen as a W. Not something to be
rehabilitation is like one of the cornerstones of like the human experience. I think people forget that, like how important it is to respect that process.
Sure.
Because we are all, as Jesus once said, we are all sinners. And some of us haven't had our most embarrassing, horrible moments caught on the internet to be preserved forever. Some of us were fortunate to be born before that time. And even before then, you know, people who are violent, people who grow up in violent neighborhoods, people who don't respect like the rules of, people who are thieves, people that have the wrong attitude about how to conduct themselves in society, these people can become like productive, good, valuable members of society, and it happens all the time. especially, by the way, not in the United States where prisons essentially turn people into criminals here. But if you go to places like in Scandinavia where they're actually focused on rehabilitation, the rate of what is it when you go back?
Reconvict or something like that.
There's a word for it. What is the word you're talking about?
Revisitation. That's not that, is it? What's it called when a criminal is freed and then goes back to prison? Go ChatGPT. Oh yeah, recidivist? Recidivism? Yeah. So the rate of recidivism in places where they're actually focused on rehabilitation is very low. Unfortunately, that's not the case here, but as a society, I do think we need to value that more. And,
Carnivore diet will fix that.
Sure will.
Just remember.
A little racism? Guess what?
Carnivore diet will fix that.
Sure will.
So that's it. I don't know. Everybody knows the word. Recidivism.
Yeah.
Recidivism. Yeah. That's my opinion. Ultimately, that's all I have to say about that. Ethan, how do you know she's rehabilitated? How do you know her inner thoughts? Well, how can you ever decide anything ever in your whole life? Why are you watching this show if you don't know my inner thoughts? Maybe I'm fucking pretending and lying about every single thing I've ever said. You do it based on whatever evidence you have available. Based on the fact that she made several statements as far as 4 years ago, like supporting BLM and talking about confronting her racist family members and all this kinds of stuff, to me, is pretty compelling evidence that she thinks very differently about all that stuff. I mean, what do you want to do? How do I don't have her are you a clairvoyant? I didn't know that people had that ability.
I kind of have to be with you.
Yes, Zach is the exception. He is a clairvoyant.
Thank you.
We are telepathically connected.
Yes, energetically aligned.
Yes. There you go. What can I say?